Tonight I speak to those who keep changing the picture, those who plant a seed at night and dig it up by dawn, wondering why no garden ever grows. One day you imagine wealth, the next you imagine success. Tomorrow it is freedom, and by the weekend, peace of mind. You believe you are building a kingdom, but you're only scattering bricks across the field. You sit in the silence of your room, weaving 1,000 threads of desire, yet never finishing the garment you began. One hand reaches for money, another for success, while the promise itself lies folded at your side, waiting to be worn. You are not creating many worlds, you are breaking one world into fragments. The divided mind is like a painter who never allows the color to dry. He paints over yesterday's vision, and the canvas becomes confusion. You say, I am visualizing, but your imagination is a restless traveler, a pilgrim without a country, never staying long enough to be believed. You knock on every door in the hallway of creation, and then complain that none will open. For the law does not answer noise, it answers identity. You cannot occupy two states, nor wear two natures. Each night you must decide where you will dwell, the fulfilled self or the one still searching. To dwell is to make your home in the unseen, to sit at its table, to sleep in its bed. Though reason cries, the house does not exist, but faith builds invisible walls, and the world, obedient to its architect, will raise the structure in due season. For the seed once sown must rest in darkness. Disturb it not with anxious hands. Stop trying to keep it alive by effort. Allow it to pass into the unseen, where it becomes fact. So remain. Remain as though it were already so. Do not wander between unfinished states. One assumption, held faithfully, will accomplish more than a lifetime of scattered desires. Personally, I like to confine my imaginal act to a single thought, not because I am limited, but because the infinite completes itself in one assumption fully accepted. I do not concern myself with the small details of life. They arrange themselves when the center is true. During the course of a day, I may imagine many things, yet I do not imagine 1,000 fragments. I choose one state, so vast, it gathers all the fragments back into order. Instead of imagining wealth, health, and friendship separately, I imagine being ecstatic. For one who is ecstatic cannot be ill, cannot be in want, cannot be friendless or unloved. In that single emotion lies the fulfillment of every need. So I ask you, what would the feeling be like were you ecstatic, without cause or reason? Could you rest in that joy without asking for proof? Could you breathe the fragrance of the flower without demanding to see the seed? Reduce the idea of ecstasy to a single sensation. Isn't it wonderful? Do not let reason intrude and ask, what is wonderful? For the moment you ask, you descend again into the world of causes. The conscious mind begins to count and measure, and the fragrance is lost. So instead repeat to yourself, isn't it wonderful? Or, it is finished. Let the words melt into feeling until the phrase disappears, and only the mood remains. And when the day begins, do not labor to hold it by force. When you stir your morning coffee, or wait for the bus, or fold the laundry, let those simple moments call you home again. You are not asked to grip the feeling as though it might escape. You are asked only to return with ease and faith until it feels natural, until it feels no longer imagined, but lived. Do not name the wonder, embody it. Remain there. Hold that single note, and light itself will orchestrate around its sound. I tell you, it would include all the little things, for you cannot feel truly wonderful and dwell among shadows. So when next you imagine, Do not chase countless scenes. Magnify your feeling, being ecstatic in the knowledge it is done. Choose one state, enter it completely, and having entered, stay. The law answers your still assurance, not your restless effort. For creation begins when man lives in the end, not when he wanders through desire.